depends on the player that you are. I mean, how many guys are pedal people? How many guys use pedals and use clean channel? There's a lot of guys out there, I think. How many guys just do channel switching? Not so many. Yeah. I think I'm onto something here. So check this out. So, as you heard, that this clean channel has two different kinds of sound. Kind of more the box kind of ish, and then more the kind of clean. Bigger. Hear the difference? Yeah. So when you apply your pedals, when you use a pedal, if you're a pedal guy, like the guys, like my brother back there, I see you back there. I can see you. We always kind of stand out in the crowd, don't we? People kind of look at you, they go. Yeah, so just wait. And so we came up with an amplifier design about a year ago, and it's this amp here. It's sort of that clean amplifier. It's an unusual amp, and it has two clean channels. One is that kind of boxy kind of side. The other side is the kind of more Fender side. So if I plug in my pedal board over here, I got an overdrive pedal plugged in here. So the one side is that, here's that box side again. And then nice Beatles kind of. The other side is that big bottom, more highs. The difference? Okay, so you can use the amp just like that. It sounds great. But if you're the pedal guy back there, and you add that, now my pedal doesn't just sound one way. It sounds two ways. Like I'm using two different amplifiers. When I go to the trade shows and all the pedal manufacturers are there, they almost always have like kind of a box style amplifier kind of thing, or kind of more of a Fender thing. So, because there's different kinds of schools, different kinds of players. So here's the overdrive through the first channel. Now, here's the same overdrive through both channels. Here's one sound. It has lots of mid-range. It kind of sings real nice. The other side, here's the same pedal again. Now it sounds like this. Got more bite, more punch, kind of like old school 60s. Over back to the other side. Just jumps, right? It just screams. Versus if I play that same kind of thing on the other side, it sounds great for the chords, but it's a little right. As far as a little thinner, but for the solo, okay. So now your pedals literally sound twice as good. Okay. Sounds okay? Yeah. Guys on the party over here, it's okay? Sounds okay? Guys in the cheap seats back there? Sorry, my cable's only so long. That's about it. Any questions at all? Comments? Remember, we're all friends and family here. No one? Very quiet in KL all of a sudden. Okay. So we have, by the way, we have some artists playing after I'm done. We have some artists coming. We have some giveaway coming up. And a couple of artists. In fact, one guy I met tonight, the first guy I've ever met from Borneo, which is pretty remarkable. I just came from Indonesia last week. I did a tour of Indonesia, and remarkable country as well. But again, it's good to be in Malaysia. Absolutely. KL. You know, in Penang, I was at Penang, how many years ago? And like 20 years ago, and hope my friend's not here. Edwin, are you here? No, you're not here. Good. So, quick little story, kind of digress. So, I was in Penang. There was some sort of a holiday weekend, I guess, here, where I guess it's a big place to go for holidays. Am I right? It's a big vacation area. And are you going to film this? Put this on video. So we get to the hotel in Penang after flying all day. We get there. And it was like one of my first times in Malaysia. And he's discussing at the front desk a problem with the hotel. And I could tell by the way the conversation was going that we had there was one room that we had. And I'm like, so he turns around and he goes, Hayes, he goes, there's a problem. I said, yeah, I know, we have one room, right? He says, no, it's worse. What's worse than one room? He says, we have one bed. I learned a new word, apa? What? So I'm thinking, really? He goes, yeah. So we get to the room, we open the door, and there's the ugly truth, the one bed. I'm like, oh my God, this is yeah. So we're working, trying to stay up as late as possible, kind of putting off the inevitable going to sleep. Okay, so we finally climb in bed and curl up. I said, good night, Edwin. He goes, good night, Hayes. Turns the light off, and I said, Edwin? He goes, yes. I said, do you think I'm pretty? The light came on immediately, and he says, you're not funny, go to sleep. Anyway, but that was one of my first trips to Malaysia. I'll never forget that for some reason. I don't know why, but that was videotaped, oh great. Anyway, actually, Edwin actually has a store here in town, a friend of mine, Edwin Nathaniel, you guys know him. Don't tell him I said that story, tell him that story. The only man I ever slept with, I swear. So, any questions about the amps at all, you guys? Anybody in the Chiefs? My brother back there, you have any? Nothing?
Demonstrating the Marshall sound and the Mesa sound.
Okay, so the Mesa sound's kind of more that kind of mid-range thing, more that kind of focus thing, like that. The one channel, this channel here. Let me go back to my little overdrive thing. That channel kind of has that more that kind of Carlos Santana-ish. Kind of scream that mid-range punch. The Marshall, the original Marshall stacks that came out in the '60s were actually Fender circuits. It was the Fender Bassman circuit is what he used. And so if you go to the Fender side and you kind of push it a little harder, you have that. If I use the ISF, it's got that kind of tone. I'm sorry about the front seats here.
Okay.
They're going. Trust me, my wife gives me the same look. And the Mesa sound. And again, the other side is more that kind of Marshall. Okay? And on the ISF, my coffee to tea, there's coffee, there's tea. Or cool? Give that man a t-shirt. Okay. Who's responsible? I'm putting him on the spot. See, winning is easy here at Club Blackstar. Oh. Would you like to make the announcement?
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to again thank Aswara for hosting the Blackstar Experience event. And we would like to present Professor Dato Engineer Dr. Haji Muhammad Rizwan Yuhani a certificate of appreciation from Blackstar and CK Music. And we would like to have Mr. Hayes do the presentation. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sama-sama.
And last but not least, we would like to remind everybody that there is a special 15% coupon for all regular price Blackstar product in your gift bag. And also, do not forget there's a lucky draw after the Q&A session. Okay, so stay back. Thank you.
Good. So, any more questions? Did you get a T-shirt, by the way? You did. Okay, excellent. It's a very fine T-shirt. Wear it proudly. One size fits me barely. So, any more questions? Because winning is easy here at Club Blackstar. Yes, sir.
I was wondering what happened if you change to a humbucker pickup because the ESF, right? Because when you turn it into the American sound, it sounds like you are using a humbucker. So I just want to know the difference.
Okay, so he's asking if I use a humbucking pickup instead of a single coil pickup. So non-guitar players, there's kind of two sorts of schools of thought for pickups. There's single coil, like kind of more the kind of classic Fender tone, and then humbucking for kind of the Gibson-y kind of rock and roll kind of thing. The humbucker is a little thicker sounding. Single coils are a little more jangly. So I typically, when I travel, I usually play a Paul Reed Smith, which is humbucker, and it sounds great with that. And as a favor to my friends in Indonesia, for example, I worked with a company that was working with Fender, so I used the Strat. I didn't bring my PRS. Yeah, I usually play, but the humbucker sounds great. I mean, it sings. I kind of miss not so much the front pickup, neck pickup, but the bridge pickup, because it's got plenty of gain. The amp has got as much gain as you want. Yeah, it's not a problem. So. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, basically, it's a different kind of voice. I mean, for me, guitars kind of come down to, is it single coil or is it humbucker? And does it stay in tune? So, yeah. I did a clinic in Jakarta last week, and they said, well, of course, the amp sounds wonderful. You're playing that nice Strat. Well, they gave me some sort of, I think it was Cort, some sort of very inexpensive, like $100 Cort to play, and it sounded great. My only requirement is it going to stay in tune? Is it humbucking pickup style or is it single coil? But single coil works really well, obviously, but it also sounds great for humbucking as well. Yeah. In fact, the guys at the company typically are using humbuckings when they're listening to the amplifier along with single coil. So they're both styles. Cool. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody over here? You guys are really quiet on this side. I think the party's over here actually, but yes, sir.
So we know that Fender is provide a good reverb sound, right? Fender amplifier is provide a good reverb sound. So if we want to compare with that sound,
The Fender?
yes, reverb sound.
Reverb sound?
Yeah.
Okay, so we use from the smallest amplifier. He's asking about the reverb in Blackstar. Across the entire board, we use digital reverb for our reverb. We feel it's a superior sounding reverb. If you go to any studio in the world, nobody uses spring reverb for recording, except for guitar players. And we think we can actually get a better sound, a smoother sound, more consistent sound from the digital reverb, because we can actually shape what we want to sound like. We also, on that the amp I was playing, it has two styles of reverb. With the spring reverb, you're kind of stuck with only one kind of sound. So again, it goes back to that sound in your head, having the flexibility to be able to kind of dial in your sound as far as the reverb, as far as the, we grab the EQ have more flexibility. So, I mean, I personally prefer the digital reverb. It sounds nicer. You got to figure, going back 50 years, actually 60 years, let's see, how old am I now? Going back a long time ago, the original reverb that they used for amplifiers was a couple of springs with kind of a microphone on one side, kind of a little micro speaker on the other side, transducers. And to get that kind of effect of what they thought a reverb sounded like was the sound going on the springs, to kind of recreate that. It doesn't really sound like real reverb, like you're playing in a hall like this. A real hall has a different sound. You can more accurately reproduce that with the digital reverb. Like I said, every studio, nobody uses spring reverb in a studio. I mean, ever, I think. So. That's the clean channel.
Very top.
That's okay?
55,000 heat.
55,000?
Yeah, 55,000.
You must be very popular.
Yeah, you're very popular.
Oh, wow, that's pretty amazing. Cool. I hope it's all good.
Your YouTube, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm not on any kind of social media. I'm that guy I kind of hide from so when I'm away from my house, people aren't like robbing my house. So I come home, my house is empty. Yeah, that'd be great. So, I guess that's pretty cool. Any questions? Anybody else? Oh yeah. It's probably better actually if you ask the questions not in English because I understand it, but maybe not everybody else. It's maybe better. Yeah. So yeah, Malay is bahasa, fine, no problem. I have my Google Translate. Oh, did we get the gentleman over here? He has all my hair, that guy. I wonder where can I borrow some of your hair? Actually, for myself and my brother over here. I think you have plenty to spare. What kind of shampoo do you use? Must be the secret. No, okay. Well, you know, I was in Japan years ago with the guy Marty Friedman, from Megadeth. We worked together. Great guy. And he's got hair like that, but like down to here. And one of the first questions at the clinic, somebody asked him what kind of shampoo he used. For real. And I walked up there, they never asked me. I was like, nobody? They didn't care what kind of shampoo I used. So any other any questions? Anybody else before we go on? Okay. So this is our tube series. Again, we go from 1 watt up to 200 watts. So from pretty quiet, like the little small one right over here, that's a 1 watt tube amplifier. And then up to 200 watts in the head. Jay Hayes, Blackstar UK, visiting KL. I want to thank everybody at CK Music for having me. Had a great time. Really wonderful crowd tonight. Probably the best clinic ever. And had a great time. Again, check out CK Music and Blackstar. Terima kasih and jumpa lagi.